Hello, this is High Templar with my new Total War Warhammer Mechanics video, and today we'll be talking about the Glade Lord on a Forest Dragon. Glade Lord is a new lord that came with the Realm of the Woodlands, and he can be picked for the Woodlands and Argolon, and we can mount him on the Forest Dragon, which is the very powerful mount indeed, and it is another possibility in flying matchups. Flying matchups in the multiplayer game will be on many occasions the key to winning the battle, and we know terms like Flying Goon Squad. They will be less prevalent right now when heroes don't have potions, but some of the factions like Bretonnia or the Chaos or the Beastmen right now still have options to field some of the flying units, and it's rather good to know what we can expect from those. So I will be matching this guy against few different creatures and lords, and actually if you know me, that you know that probably it's more than a few. Let's just quickly look at stats. Firstly, we'll be matching him against the dragon, and looking at the stats you might notice that mounted on a dragon he actually has better stats, which is how it's supposed to be. Slightly more health, lot more leadership, lot more melee attack and defense, and slightly more charge bonus. So this is as it should be, but at the same time he also have 30 arrows, dealing quite some damage. But we will not be kiting, we will be going for straight combat right here, because I didn't thought it would be necessary. Also, I wanted to check the raw strength of this guy. Also, the Lord has abilities giving him additional melee attack or to the troops around him, and then Foe Seeker, which is essential in every combat of the Lord, and the Deadly Onslaught, which you can, but you don't have to put it on the Lord, but it is kind of useful in this particular scenario, and he's still cheaper than the Forest Dragon, and we do put Potion of Toughness on him. Even though it is limited, it's still very much worth 66 gold. So let's have a look at this first matchup against the dragon, and we will be looking at several different maps for this, starting with the Shadowglen, the Nightglens, sorry. While the Forest Spirit has resistance against damage, physical damage, both the dragon and the lord has magical attacks, so it should be. And I know this map is not the brightest, but it will be enough for us, and I could use those maps because the flying matchups will be pretty quick. And let's just see, dragon against dragon, and we did lose some health, but we are using Potion of Toughness, yes indeed, regenerating it to the full, and this battle is over before it began. The Forest Dragon is defeated very, very quickly indeed. However, we did lose the potion. Let's try another matchup. Let's try something more powerful, maybe. Let's try a Terrorgeist actually. So, just to show you the stats. The Terrorgeist versus the Glade Lord. The Glade Lord has a lot less health, slightly less armor, but a lot more leadership, which doesn't matter that much because the Terrorgeist is unbreakable. It's undead, so undead construct. But a lot more melee attack, slightly more melee defense, actually quite some more weapon strength, and more charge bonus. However, the Glade Lord do not have bonus versus large, and the terror guys do have bonus versus large of 40, which will actually give him, you know, advantage in this particular case. Will it be enough? And we will be fielding a necromancer to support him. I mean, not with the spells or anything like that. But just to be there on the ground. And this time I will be controlling the Glade Lord. And let's just see what will happen. And again, that will be Night Glance. However, I will want to cycle through those maps somewhat. As you can see, the difference in size is pretty substantial, and it is surprising Terror Guys has that much more health. And there it goes. After quick initial battle, you can see that Terror Guys is losing his health very rapidly, and it's already starting to crumble. But right now the Glade Lord is also losing health and morale. Actually, morale is more important in this particular case. We will start to break just we are almost breaking, so I'm using Deadly Onslaught to boost him, and the Potion of Toughness just to boost this morale. I don't actually need to heal him, but he would run away, and he's our only unit. If we had anything on the ground, that wouldn't be necessary, but as you can see, we did win. But you can scare him, and this is a very important lesson here. Although obviously, like I said, if there would be units on ground, that would be looking pretty different. Let's have a look at Strigoi Ghoul on the Terrorgeist. So slightly more stats, but still inferior to the Glade Lord. The Glade Lord, however, you might notice that the Glade Lord is, with all this, is cheaper to both the Forest Dragon and the Terrorgeist, and is very much cheaper than the Strigoi Ghoul King. However, we will not be using any spells on the Ghoul King. We will not be kiting him, and we totally could kite him. So the Strigoi has 32 attack, 40 melee, whereas this guy has 66 and 49. So there is quite an obvious difference here. And as you can see, the fight is more even, but this time there is nothing on Earth, and as the morale of the Strigoi Ghoul dwindles, we are winning that very decisively indeed, without even using the potion this time, although there was some health lost in the process. Let's actually try to match them against Scarflans. The Skymark Reaches is another map that we will be able to see on the maps with the Realm of the Wood Elves. Much brighter, and will provide us with much better view of what's happening. Scarflans, even without Galmaras, if mounted on the on his legendary mount, will be more expensive than the Glade Lord actually. And let's see that battle. As you can see, Karl Franz cannot stand a chance against the dragon. Even though he's more expensive and we didn't actually use a healing potion, potion of toughness, those guys were defeated, and actually you can shoot the guy as you've seen, so they even cannot run away from you. They will be shot and they will die pretty quickly actually. Just a few seconds. So how about different matchup? Who can stand against the Glade Lord on the dragon? Will it be King Llewellyn Lonker? Also more expensive. Pretty powerful Flying Lord. Also on his epic mount. Same map here. Pretty interesting map. Pretty interesting. Although this huge hill gives quite an advantage to elf player, because elevation is a key when fighting on range, unless they're fighting Bretonia, but that is for another video. And as you can see, while King Llewellyn is fighting a lot better than the Karl Franz, he's still losing. So all those people were more expensive than the Glade Lord himself, but they did lose. How about something even more expensive? This will be two different exalted heroes. And let's see how they will fare. Obviously, much more expensive. They will not have Deadly Onslaught. They will still have... They will still be costing 1300 each. That is 600 more than 600 more. Almost 700 actually, than the Glade Lord. And I will be actually staying there and shooting for a moment. I do have a hero on the ground this time, because I have a feeling that will be much closer matchup. And I'm trying to concentrate on one of the guys. If my lord start to attack the other guy, I will be going back to the first one. Not very successfully, as you can see, but we did manage to defeat one of them. And unfortunately, one of our hero, who wasn't supposed to be getting a fight, got 2 shots into the exalted hero. Did it make a difference? Possibly. As you can see, there is very little health on our guy right now. The morale, however, would be a key here. Obviously, that will not happen in multiplayer battle either way, even without those 2 arrows. Because, firstly, you would want to kite those guys. But on the other hand, if you get 2 exalted heroes on this guy and they would charge well, they would win it, even without cycle charging. Because AI can't charge, is very bad at charging. So 2 exalted heroes, while more expensive, are much better than the Glade Lord in melee, that is. And only in melee. Alright, how about another matchup against some different units, like Pegasus and Paladin team, which are slightly more expensive than the Glade Lord, but not by much. Now the mounts generally are more expensive but the Pegasus itself costing 1200. So this pair will cost 200 less than the Exalted Champions. We will be firing still, but those guys are pretty fast, so we'll have to engage very quickly. And as you can see, the Pegasus dropped, but they are cycle charging, and they should be. And the Paladin is tanking some of the damage while Pegasus Knights are cycle charging, which is best scenario you can imagine. The Pegasus Knight got scared, but he will go back, and this is the end. And this is why I was controlling the Glade Lord. If I would be doing the other way around, that would be much more decisive win. Even though we had some troops on the ground, so it was an even fight. But those guys are still more expensive, mind you. How about Karl Franz with Galmaraz? Back to the Skymark reaches. Karl Franz with Galmaraz does have a magical damage, so he will be a lot more powerful against the dragon who has, you know, physical resistance. At the same time, he will be as expensive as the Paladin and the Pegasus Knights. However, as you can see, battle is going decisively to our Glade Lord, and he's not even popping the potion, only the skills, and that's pretty much it. So never go Karl Franz against this guy. How about Empire General? Empire General, slightly more powerful, and I will actually be controlling the Empire General as soon as I can find him. This time this is Battle of Cairns. Also very cool map. Which you've seen already. But you haven't seen the Cairns actually. Here they are. And the Empire General got shot from a bow, but now they charged. And I'm charging pretty well, but I didn't do much damage against this guy. I am popping the potion, the Foe Seeker, but I don't see it going very well for me because of the physical resistance. There is very little I can do. I mean, if I had a magic weapon, that will still wouldn't go very well. It's only 20% more damage. And the Glade Lord, as you can see, healed himself up to almost full. And now he's making my guard run, almost killing him. Almost without a loss to his health due to the healing potion. So very effective indeed, and they are pretty similar price. And if I will control the Luen, what will be the result then? Because Luen got pretty close, and with high charge unit, the result of you controlling them and AI controlling them will be pretty great, like you've seen with my Boar Boy Biguns defeating Rise Guards and pretty much any cavalry, including the Griff fights without halberds. Or Boar Boy Biguns, not the upgraded version. Obviously that will not happen after the nerf, in update 5, but they will still be very powerful indeed. And as you can see, Luen cannot really do well against this guy. Even if I'm controlling him, he is not getting very close. So, very, very strong indeed. So far he only lost to the Pegasus Knights and Paladins and to 2 Exalted Heroes, which were quite more expensive than him. So let's test him against the Feral Manticores. Feral Manticores are pretty much the same price as him, but obviously they are not as powerful as the Pegasus Knights. And this final battle will take place in Battle of Cairns. And I will be doing some shooting and I will be charging at the very end, just to increase my chances. This is not kiting. I have not retreated and then shot at them and retreated and shot at them, which I very could do, and I would in the actual battlefield. But I did took 3 shots at those guys, and then it's time to strike. And I will try to pick on the one Manticore, but it will be hard because I would be losing that attack order. I popped up the potion, as you can see, and I actually scared away one of the Manticores, and with all those spells, and now because the Manticore is incoming, I will be countercharging that Manticore, destroying it, and then going back to that Manticore and defeating it by an inch, really. Obviously, if you see results like that, you can clearly guess that if I would be controlling the Manticores, that would be a win. So he's not stronger than the Manticores. Manticores are actually similar price counter to the Glade lore on the dragon, which was unmatched before, only by far more expensive units. So yeah, in general, Glade Lord, very powerful indeed, very useful in battles. He is not the most powerful against, for example, against gunners, against archers, because he only has 70 armor, which is, not the biggest. It's decent, but against any gunners he will die very quickly because a dragon is a really big target, and so he will be also a huge target for cannons. But if your enemy don't have any of those, he will be in a lot of trouble, and you can use him very, very well indeed. And comparing this guy to an eagle, you can see that the eagle is a lot faster, but has even less armor, significantly more weapon strength, and more armor piercing, less charge bonus, and less health. And most importantly, he do not have physical resistance. It's only 250, but the most important thing to me in the multiplayer battles are actually the box size of those guys. Great Eagle, you've seen my battle when I was actually mounting a Giant Eagle, because we were playing against the Empire, and you don't want to play against the Empire as such a huge target, and with the Horse Masters and throwing axes, you don't want to play against Chaos also, because those guys are fast enough to catch you and then, throw things at you. And this is very, very dangerous indeed. Hell Cannon also do magical damage, so remember that. Most of other factions will be hard pressed attacking this guy because of huge range. but the Gunners and Thunderers will do this guy very quickly out of the battlefield. And this is it. I hope to like it. If you did, press like, comment if you will, and see my other videos. I do mechanic videos and DLC analysis and speculation videos for Total War Warhammer, but I also do Let's Plays for Total War series and other games. Thank you for watching, and see you later.